Hey YouTube, it's Nora and I'm back today to talk with you guys about what it is like having ADA accommodations in college. But for those who don't know what ADA accommodations are, or like what are you talking about, Nora? So ADA stands for American Disabilities Act, which pretty much states that people with a disability can have accommodations when they are test taking or taking quizzes or whatever extra help they need. They can get that through the school. For those who aren't in college, it's pretty much just a different form of like a 504 plan for health conditions in school, like in elementary and high school, or an IEP. So an IEP is an individual something plan, education plan, I think, where if you need to test somewhere else, you can test somewhere else. Through my school, I am registered because I have ADHD and I have anxiety and I have the ulcerative colitis, and so I have a documented disability on file, and I have accommodations for when I am test taking, not particularly quiz taking, because quizzes are like 15 minutes. They're really short in my classes. They're not something that I need to go and take in a different area. They're not something that I'm like, that's a huge big deal, huge part of my grade that I really need to be like focusing on. So let me get into the reasons and the accommodations that I personally have. So I have extended time. So I have time and a half. So say my class is an hour, I have an hour and a half to take the exam. The reason I have that is because of my ulcerative colitis. If it is flaring and I'm like constantly getting up to go to the bathroom, which I'm allowed to leave and go to the bathroom whenever I need to, that obviously takes out of my testing time. So I have time and a half. If I do need to get up, I have the extra time to come back and take the exam. Also, I think it's not like extended time for a specific reason. I think it also helps to do with my ADHD, and it just gives me that extra little time to be thinking about it, because my mind's always going to different places no matter what, and it just like helps the extra little time. The other accommodation that I have is a separate quiet setting. So a big thing when I was in elementary school was if I was doing a test and I was seeing other kids were ahead of me, I like subconsciously would start hurrying up and I would start taking the test quicker because I wanted to be just as far as the other kids. And I never purposely was like, oh my god, I need to be first when test taking. I just subconsciously do it. I don't know why. I haven't really ever figured that one out. But because of that, I also test in a quiet setting. It also helps the ADHD and focusing, and so I'm not in a classroom constantly looking around and like just doing whatever my brain likes to do when I don't want to focus, when it doesn't want to focus. I want to focus, but it doesn't. So other accommodations that other people have are note takers. You can have a note taker just to have a note taker. Someone in your class will be taking the notes. You don't know who, it's anonymous, and then they drop the notes off at the Academic Center for Excellence at my school, and then those notes are distributed to whoever needs a note taker. I don't know the specific reasons as to why someone would have a note taker, but it is available to anyone. You can have a reader. Say you're dyslexic, you're blind, we do have blind kids at our school, then you can have someone read for you. Or say it's hard for you to look at a computer screen. I know that was a thing in high school. Someone could read for you. So you can have prepared materials before class if available. So a lot of my teachers just post PowerPoints online before class anyway, but say you needed, or you just liked to be prepared before, and you have a learning disability and you're just like, it just really helps you and benefits you to be prepared for it. You can have the PowerPoints before the other kids, I guess. Computer use for note taking. Some teachers, a lot of teachers in college don't care if you have a computer in class. They encourage it. They're like, please do note taking on there. Like, it's easier if that's easier for you. I did have one teacher last year who was religious about no electronics being out and how they are distracting. So I had a lot of trouble taking hand notes because I was always like not focused, and it was just miserable. After having 4 hours of classes, being in a class where you have to take hand notes only, I'm not focused. I don't know how anyone else would be. So computer use for note taking. And then tape recorder, I still don't know the reason as like what you would have if you have a tape recorder, but I have to have permission from the faculty when you're doing it. And calculator, there are learning disabilities where you can't do simple math. My tutor in high school had it. So I think that is like a big thing for some people. You can also have like your own specific disability, like your own specific accommodation. But other accommodations for exams are reader, like I already said. You have someone as a scribe so they can write down things for you. I have yet to see that. You can also have an ACE computer. I don't really know the reason as to why you'd have an ACE computer, but maybe you're not good at taking tests on paper. Maybe for some reason that's just not your thing, and a computer would help you. You can have a computer with assistive technology, so maybe it can like be like Siri. You know, computers. Some computers can speak to you if you have trouble seeing or like legally blind. The computer can read off what the question is. And then also a calculator, like I already said. So luckily I have not been sick enough or unfocused enough to need the extra time on my exams, but in the future if I was to ever need it, I mean, I could obviously utilize it. And accommodations really are great for especially the quiet setting because it helps me definitely focus way more. This video is to benefit those who are thinking about having accommodations because a lot of schools, there's a lot of stigmatisms out there as to kids who have accommodations. And if it's going to help you, why not do it? If it's only going to benefit you, I mean, I know you don't want to be seen as that kid who has accommodations, but it's only hurting you if you really need them, and you should have them. So I hope this video helped a few people out. I hope it helped you guys know that there are accommodations in college if you do have a 504 or an IEP now, and are like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do in high school? I personally had a 504 in high school, and it really benefited me. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about accommodations or ACE or ADA, please leave them down below. I will try to answer them the best I can, and I'll see you guys next time.